Let us welcome our starting lineup from our airmen of the Philippine Air Force. Let's begin with jersey number 1, Airman Ralph Christian Calasin. At number 7, Airman First Class Rodolfo Labrador. Number 9, Airman First Class Ruben Inaudito. At 11, Airman First Class Alnacran Abdilia. Number 18, Airman First Class Edwin Tolentino. And number 22, Airman First Class Petrus Paulo de Ocampo. Libero, Sergeant Renz Melgar. Head Coach, Technical Sergeant Jimson Mirza. Calling on our Iloilo Navigators. Team Captain wear jersey number 4, Jerome Michael Cordez. At number 3, Renz Angelo Engay. Number 6, John Michael Apolinario. Number 13, Fena Guaza. Number 14, Rash Nursidik. And number 21, Jade Alex Desquitado. Libero, number 9, John Mark Espanso. Head Coach, Mr. John Kenneth Panes. This is match number 3, preliminary round. May the best team win.
Here we have your matchup between Philippine Air Force and Iloilo the Navigators. Calasin, Labrador, Inaudito, Abdilia, Tolentino, De Ocampo, and Melgar will begin for the Philippine Air Force. And then we have Cordez, Desquitado, Engay, Guaza, Nursidik, Apolinario, and Espanso para naman sa the Navigators of Iloilo. And we welcome you to your 2023 coverage of the Spikers Turf Open Conference live on One Sports and One Sports Plus, also on Smart Livestream and the Signal Play app. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Mela Tunay and Doreen Suway Baguio. Kanina pa natin pinag-uusapan, Mela, this is the matchup between veterans and youngsters. And how about Ranran Abdilia showing why he is a veteran?
Definitely starting off strong here is Ranran Abdilia. Kanina nga sa pregame nabanggit natin, they will rely heavily on him still on defense despite the stacked lineup with veterans. Pero initially, siya pa rin talaga yung aasahan dahil siya rin ang most active in playing volleyball. Although mostly beach volleyball, pero that's a very good cross-training for indoor athletes as well.
We definitely saw the athleticism from Ranran Abdilia in his first point. The same could be said from Jay Desquitado, who misfired on his first attempt. That's why it is 2-love to start this game. And then a service error mula sa Air Force.
Ito mga kailangang iwasan ng Philippine Air Force dahil nabanggit nga natin, lalo na yung mga youngsters, very eager yan for competition. So if you give them mga reasons para talagang lumaban, you're gonna see that here in this match today.
Oh, that's a quick 1-2 from a Petrus de Ocampo, who is one of the UAEP legends na pinag-usapan mo kanina.
Oo nga eh. Well, just to share a few backstory as we saw that quick drop ball from Petrus de Ocampo. Itong si Mix Gomez ho, kanina nung kami ay nagpi-pregame, sabi niya, uy, mga veterans na pala tong sa Air Force, no? Sabi ko, uy, grabe ka mga kabatch ko yan Kasi ang kilala ni Mix, itong mga taga-Iloilo, ang kilala ko yung mga taga-Air Force. Parang offensive na yun.
Ibig sabihin lang nun, you are experienced, Mela. Isa kang kagalang-galang na analyst. Pero
totoo, ito talaga mga pangalan na to. The veterans here in the Air Force lineup, talagang yan ang nagmarka sa Philippine volleyball during their era.
Oh, how about that block from Iloilo? We're seeing a new guy on the screen. Itong si Guaza. That's Nas Guaza from Iloilo the Navigators. He's not really the tallest middle blocker, but as we heard, he is one of the dear friends of one Obed Mukaba mula sa NU.
Wow, and syempre, ang importante naman dyan ay yung timing and athleticism. And looking at him, itong si Guaza, talagang looks very athletic, especially in his timing dun kanina sa last block niya.
Balik ang bola dito sa Air Force after they score. It is 4-3. Ranran Abdilia. Strong serve straight to the libero. The quick to Guaza. goes outside.
That was a great intention to bring it to the cross-court area. But just a bit too much juice from that hit.
Mela, how can you evaluate the athleticism, the skill that you're seeing so far from Ranran?
Alam mo, sasabihin ko nga, kasi tutok na tutok ako sa kanilang SEA Games campaign noong 2019 as we saw that great opposite hit from the side of the Navigators Iloilo. But going back to my story, no, parang mas mabigat yung kanyang mga serves ngayon. Although yung SEA Games, I believe is his last indoor stint.
Yes,
Then
that
after
was.
that, puro beach volleyball na. No? Pero ngayon, strength-wise ha, parang mas malakas yung karga.
Ooh.
Kaya yung sinasabi ko na magandang cross-training din talaga yung beach volleyball. Mukhang it shows. Pero pag-usapang lakas, hindi rin magpapahuli dyan. Team Captain Cortez with that great down-the-line hit.
Jerome Cortez just really paying off yung kanyang loyalty, no, kay Coach Kenneth Panes. Siya ang pinakamatagal ng estudyante, pinakamatagal na manlalaro ni Coach Kenneth. A lot of trust between those two. As you mentioned, he is the team captain. De Ocampo met at the middle. That was a tough one for him, and it ended up with a violation.
Petrus trying to contest the call dahil tinatry niya pang agawin yung bola but it reached the court of Iloilo squad already. So he's asking the coach to call for a challenge.
Now, that's the new thing that we have here in the Spikers turf.
Nakalimutan natin
System.
banggitin.
May dalawang challenge, no? Kada set. Miss service there mula kay Jay Disquitado. So we're tied 6-all in set number 1 so far. You can also feel the energy inside the Paco Arena, Mela. Might not be as jam-packed as usual, pero buhay na buhay dahil gising na gising ang mga tao sa volleyball for 2023. Set on the spin, buhay pa rin. Inaudito. It's kept alive.
First long rally of the match.
Back row. Did that go through? Mukhang mababa.
Si Abdilia admitting that it was his fault. Mistimed there at medyo bumaba yung contact. But it was a great approach. Hitting the tape of the net and not crossing to the other side.
You can really see the athleticism. Ang layo ng inaabot. At kung mapapansin nyo, no? Balot din yung dalawang tuhod ni Ranran Abdilia. Later on, I'm gonna tell you more about those injuries of his. But now it is a service error from Nas Guaza.
Guaza already with 2 points here in the first half of, before we reach that first technical timeout.
It is 8-6, so it is the first technical timeout. 2-point lead for Iloilo.
Even after deciding to retire playing from the Philippine men's national volleyball team, Jesse Lopez is back on the court for the love of the game and for the love of service. Because after being in the Philippine Air Force for 12 years, sabi ni Jesse, napasok niya na daw ang lahat ng ginagawa niya bilang isang sundalo, including playing for them as part of the Philippine Air Force. One of his biggest inspirations coming to this new conference is to inspire kids across the country, lalo na yung mga galing sa probinsya, na just like him, they too are capable of reaching great heights through volleyball, that they too could bring great honor and service to the country. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Doreen. That's a great report about Jesse Lopez. Later on, we are excited to see if he will be fielded in by his head coach. Pero Mela, ito isa talaga sa mga pinaka-legends na sa
Oo.
Philippine Volleyball. Batchmate mo ba yan, si
Uy,
Jessie?
grabe ka naman.
Hindi
Idol
naman,
ko
hindi
yan,
naman.
si Kuya Jessie. Pero kanina pinag-uusapan natin how Brandon Abdilia was one of the leaders during the 2019 SEA Games. At ito din, he played a pivotal role in that
yes.
medal match nung pinasok siya. Diba itong si Jessie Lopez.
He even had the game-winning set to Brian Bagunas that sent the Philippines
Yun yung
to the
hinabol
semifinals.
niya ng malayo.
Right now, the score is 8 serving 10 in the first set. Air Force down by 2. There's Edwin Tolentino. Last time we saw Air Force was in the Champions League of 2021. Tolentino was one of its core players, and they were still under Coach Dante Alinsunurin. Abdilia met by 2 players at the net, and he scores.
Smart move there by Ranran Abdilia, making use of his hang time and swiping it off the hands of the blockers. Pinatama sa elbow eh. Yan yung sinasabi natin sa mga blockers na masyadong matataas yung reach kasi kapag ka sa forearm or elbow mo na yung tumatama, there's no control compared to when you penetrate your palms, your hands to the other side. Mas kaya mong dukutin yung bola eh. So, mas less chances na mapadula sa'yo. But this time, ito ngang si...
Rush Nursidik.
Yes, si Nursidik, ganun din ang ginawa. Makita mo talaga how he swiped that last hit off the hands of his blockers.
If you're a youngster team like the Navigators of Iloilo, as Abdilia scores once more, kanina nga na-report ito rin that this is their chance to kind of show the youngsters, especially mga taga-probinsya, kung paano ang magandang styles ng paglalaro ng volleyball. If you're Iloilo on the other end, would you want to, kumbaga gagayahin mo yung kada galaw ng mga kalaban mo at this point?
Well, you take what you can get, diba? Sabi nga ng mga coaches, lalo na kapag yung paiba-iba ng team, nag-iiba ng coaches, you don't have to restart every time you're under a new system. You carry on the things that work for you and absorb more things that could possibly work for you. So, itong the Navigators Iloilo, basically they're seeing kung how to do things more efficiently with less effort kasi ganyan na yung mga veterano eh. Pero ito namang mga youngsters, syempre ang lagi nilang kumbaga, edge ay yung kanilang speed.
Are you seeing that speed so far?
Well, so far, speed in terms of errors dahil ang bilis
Yun lang,
laging naghahabulan ng mga scores. Parang no one's really been getting the advantage for quite a while.
Ano yung term natin dyan? Piso-piso.
Oo.
Ayun na naman. 12 ball ang ating talaan in set number 1. Tough set. Oh, what an attack by Nas Guaza. He scores.
Guaza, I believe, on his third point already, proving to be efficient for the Navigators Iloilo, powering through a single block.
He used to be an outside hitter as per his head coach, but they transitioned him into a middle hitter because of his quickness. As you can see, it is very much effective for Coach Kenneth Panes. Ayan si Toto De Pedro, kakapasok lang. There seems to be technical difficulty here sa buzzer natin at the sideline. De Pedro, reacting to it. Kakapasok niya lang, ganun agad yung nangyari.
Kinabahan na ata yung kalaban sa entrance ito ni De Pedro. Pero kanina you were mentioning how Guaza was converted. Alam mo, minsan yung mga pagko-convert na yan, blessing in disguise yan di ba? Kapag nalalagay ka sa position, at first you don't seem comfortable, but eventually you'll see gaano ka effective kasi the coaches naman talaga ang tunay na nakakakita ng mga potential.
Certainly a lot of potential for these young players of Iloilo. There you see the blocking of Nas Guaza, very effective at the middle.
Fourth point, second solid kill block for Guaza. At yan nga yung sinasabi natin, even if you're not the strongest player, but if you have the best timing at yung anticipation, it's gonna be an advantage for you no matter what.
14-12, Ruben Inaudito will answer back for Air Force.
Inaudito, pinalagpas muna yung kamay ng mga blockers to get that point. Yun yung sinasabi natin. Kasi for youngsters talagang hahampasin talaga yan. Pero ayan, pinalagpas niya muna, pinababa niya muna yung blockers bago niya pinalo. So, it goes back to that thing na efficient but with less work needed.
Yes. And how about Randan Abdilia? Very efficient with a service ace. You mentioned bumibigat nga yung kanyang services.
Very notable. He's been doing the jump serve through the years, but the last time I've seen him, parang hindi ganitong kabigat. Actually, nung first serve niya kanina, yan ang unang ko napansin. Sabi ko, parang yung last ko siya napanood, hindi pa ganun.
At nairegalo doon para kay Nas Guaza. What a start for him here in the Spikers turf.
Definitely making waves for the Iloilo squad. Itong si Guaza. You know, his points not necessarily coming from sets, no? Kasi syempre pag middles, hindi ka naman masa-set up kapag hindi ganun kaganda yung depensa. But itong si Guaza really maximizing all the opportunities he could get.
The other end, mukhang hindi yun maximize ng Air Force. That's Edwin Tolentino who tried to go down the line. So that will send us to our second technical timeout. But there seems to be a challenge here. Block touch issued by Air Force. This will be the first challenge of the match again, Mela. Can you tell the viewers kung ano yung mga rules natin sa challenges?
Well, basically, both teams will have 2 challenges. Pero if it appears na ang challenge ng isang team ay successful, hindi siya makakount as one challenge. Pero hindi siya makakarry over sa second set. That's why it makes more sense to really use it. Kagaya niyan, this is an unsuccessful challenge. So, isa na lang po ang natitirang challenge nitong Air Force. And going back, no, hindi siya makakarried over. Kaya kailangan gamitin din nila to either kill momentum or at least get a lucky break from these challenges. As we go to our second technical timeout, Iloilo with the lead 16-14.
We are back inside the Paco Arena in Manila, where power meets passion in the Spikers Turf 2023 Open Conference. The Navigators of Iloilo, they have Jay Disquitado serving up by 2, 16-14 in set number 1. Tolentino, this time around, he will not be denied.
Tolentino tried to go for that down the line hit earlier pero sumobra sa kabig. But this time around, right before he serves, he will make sure that he gets that point. Great follow through there.
So the lead is cut down to 1 here. It hasn't been a big lead so far. Quick attack. Did that go through? Mukhang hindi na itawid ni Nas Guaza.
And, just like that, Mix, we are tied at 16. Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, pag pumikit ka, hindi mo na mamalaya na nabura na agad yung kalamangan.
Balik tayo sa Air Force. Ralph Calasin on the serve. First ball, Disquitado. Setter goes to the open. Cortez is rejected, but it's straight outside. A point for Iloilo.
A great wall put up there by Philippine Air Force. But itong spin ng bola ni number 4 team captain Cortez, just enough to get that point for Iloilo.
Lead is back with the blue shirts. Nas Guaza at the service line, almost with the help of the net. Ball kept alive. Back set this time. De Pedro. Melgar was there. Now at the middle. That's going to be an easy one for Rash Nursidik.
Nursidik being active enough on top of the net. At itong setter, si Petrus hindi niya na natalon because he's a backline setter. So to avoid violation, he couldn't block that ball.
So that's an easy one, as we mentioned, for Nash Ursidik, who we also saw play in the Champions League. Combination on the other end will work for Air Force.
Triple block against that combination play, but well executed here by Philippine Air Force as we see a double sub being called by their coach. Papasok itong si Abria and itong veteran na pinag-usapan natin kanina, Jesse Lopez on the deck to serve.
Jesse Lopez, 36 years young. And as you can see, still looking good here in Philippine volleyball. Nakakatawa talaga. If you would ask him, no, yung legacy na gusto niyang iwanan, bukod dun nga sa maturuan yung mga players in the provinces, is to also inspire everyone. Na kahit na tumatanda ka, you could take care of your body and play volleyball for a long time.
And of course, that's the message of sport, diba? Especially professional sports. Although spikers surf, not yet at a professional level, pero parang ganun na din kasi they do this for a living. Ito rin talaga yung ginagawa nila palagi. As we take a look at this Guaza hit, or sorry,
It's
that's
Nursidik.
Nursidik. Pero so far for Iloilo, their middles have really been so efficient in this first set. But going back, no, yun nga yung pag-aalaga sa katawan, very evident yan with the likes of our veterans here from Air Force. Ito nga sila Jesse Lopez, itong sila, actually lahat sila
Oo,
diba?
kala ko isa-isahin ko
kung hindi sila disiplinado talaga sa katawan nila, they wouldn't even be playing at a competitive level against the young guns.
Right now, they're only down by 1. Tolentino with a service error. Mukhang dumadami na, Mela, yung mga errors natin.
Definitely. Kanina, before we went back after the technical timeout, both teams had 6 already. Pero now, ayan, mas nadadagdagan pa nga. At dala-dalawa ang kalamangan dito. Palitan lang, no? Kanina, nahabol itong Iloilo. Now they take the lead, but Air Force is just trailing by 1 after that very strong cross-court hit by Ranran Abdilia.
Oh, he's definitely looking good here. You see the vertical leap mula kay Ranran.
At yung angles, yan talaga yung kalamangan kapag tutok ka rin sa beach volleyball.
Oh, this time, almost a block point. It's kept alive. A chance for Air Force. Abdilia again. That's outside. Puntos. Ang yellow shirts were tied at 20.
That was dug by Cordes, but itong si Rizquitado unable to save that second ball. But look at Ranan Abdilia towering above the blockers of this young Iloilo squad as they tie the game 20-20. Iloilo calls for a timeout.
Okay? Okay. One good receive muna, one good receive. Tayo, wala tayo para makapatid.
Service tayo. Service.
Ha?
Hey, 1, 2, 3!
The score is 20 all in set number 1 between Air Force and Iloilo. This is only day number 2 of your Spikers Turf 2023 Open Conference. The matches so far have been long. Nung Sunday, nakakita tayo ng isang 4-setter at ng 5-setter para simulan ang ating panibagong taon.
Parang nagmamanifest po yung Mix Gomez.
Yung Mela Tunay din po kasi factor din po yan. Jay Disquitado finding the back row.
Kanina, Abdilia, ibabaw sa mga blockers, but this time, Disquitado with his own version of powerful hit on top of his blockers. Less spin on that one, parang floater, pero landing right on the line.
Disquitado, one of the rising stars. Just last year in the Spikers Turf, and this could be the newest rising star, Nasquaza, with a strong hit straight to Edwin Tolentino.
I think that was his 7th point already in the first set alone. Lots of great things ahead here for Iloilo with Guaza leading the way as Air Force calls for a timeout.
Ubod ka na, sir. Pero pag wala, 5 ka lang.
Ayusin niyo muna yung pasa.
Pre. Pag tayo mag-service, huwag natin ibigay. Kasi pag nagkaroon sila ng receipt, matik yan, papalo.
Malakas ang balik kita.
Yan.
Kargaan niyo yung service. Score lang tayo. Bayo tayo sa kanila.
Eh, di lumayo. Di ba? Bigay nyo na. Kargaan nyo na.
Kargaan nyo lang.
Kargahan ang service, Mela. Yan ang instruction sa Air Force.
That's right. Dahil nakailang errors na din sila, 3, at ang Iloilo naman with 4 service errors. So, They would want to put more attention to that to be more efficient in that aspect of the game. Dahil naman na-mention natin, ang bilis lang ng habulan and mostly coming from errors of both teams.
The other end, a service error comes in for Iloilo, the Navigators. You can hear the crowd. Looks like they're siding with the youngsters here.
Service ace here. Alam mo, yung instruction kanina is sa service ng Air Force, but they haven't really gotten the opportunity to serve dahil talagang kumakarga sa service itong Iloilo.
This time, Melgar gets the first ball. Chance for Abdilia. Ball deflected. Apolinario, Tisquitado sends it out. A point for Iloilo. It's 4 set points now for the blue shirts.
Kanina, it was Guaza and Cordes teaming up for the points of Iloilo, but this time around, Tisquitado with back-to-back points para sa the Navigators. And they are now at set point, but Air Force is gonna try to cut the momentum and try to make a chase as they call for another timeout.
Yung error, malapit na eh. Sige. Basta kapitan lang natin yung receive natin para makatake tayo. Oh, trabaho receive. Pagka napatay natin to yung service, kargaan natin para makablock tayo maayos. May momentum lang tayo. Go.
Well, that's the thing. Before they even carry out the instruction na kargahan yung service nila, they're gonna have to make a stop here.
And itong si Coach very confident about their blockings. And actually, parang may nostalgia ako doon, moment. Dahil looking at the lineup, these are some of the top best blockers talaga in UAAP men's volleyball. So naalala ko lang na dati pag sila yung nasa harap, kinakabahan din
Yes.
talaga yung mga spikers. So that confidence, kailangan lang talaga nilang matranslate with a good reception here.
It's Abdilia again. De Pedro keeps it alive. Murcidic onto Disquitado. Ball deflected. Jesse Lopez saves it. Abdilia cross straight to Jade. Oh, what a save. Chance for Air Force. Can they capitalize? Lopez opens up. Oh, what a read by Ranran Abdilia.
And those are the volleyball 101, courtesy of Ranran Abdilia. At yan din, it goes back to his experience in beach volleyball, really knowing when to spike the ball hard, when to just do placement shots. And, in crucial moments, you'd never go wrong with Ranran Abdilia.
Balik dito. Ang double sub for Air Force, Ruben Inaudito and Petros de Ocampo. They're facing 3 set points for Iloilo. Here's Tisquitado. Wow, this time, ang ganda rin ng basa ni Jade.
Alam mo, ang ganda rin ang naging strategy. Nagpalit ng blockers itong Air Force, no? Pero inibabawan talaga at nagkaroon ng hang time. Makikita nyo, pababa na yung blockers nung drop ball ito ni Disquitado. And he gets the first set for Iloilo.
It's almost like he paused mid-air to get that first set point, 25-21 to end things in the opener here between Iloilo and Philippine Air Force. We are coming back to you live from the Paco Arena in Manila for your 2023 Spikers Turf Open Conference. Iloilo, the Navigators getting set number 1 versus Philippine Air Force, the Airmen, with a score of 25-21. Again, this is the story of youngsters versus veterans. At nakita natin maraming palitan nung first set natin. But in the end, it was Iloilo taking care of their lead.
That's right. And, you know, in the early first set, talagang Air Force ang umaabante. First with Abdilia starting strong and even finishing strong for Air Force. Pero yung errors nila naging malaking factor din. Although, na-equalize actually ng Iloilo yung errors nitong Air Force as Iloilo had 8 at Air Force had 7. Pero their aces made up for those errors. As you can see on your screens, our first set stats. Ang atake nitong Iloilo 14 kumpara sa 11 ng Air Force, and majority of the attacks came from Abdilia dito para sa Air Force, and mga sumunod sa kanya ay tig to 2 points na lang, talking about Inaudito and Tolentino. But for the Iloilo squad, dikit-dikit ang mga attack points from Guaza, 6 points, Nercidic with 4 points, Disquitado with 5, and Cordes with 3. So it's an equally more balanced performance in the first set by the Iloilo squad.
And as you can see, the youngsters led by Jay Disquitado performing very well. Couple of leading scorers you mentioned, si Nas Guaza, Rash Nercidic. Di pa nga nagpaparamdam masyado si Toto De Pedro sa lagay na yan, no? So this could be a very promising team in terms of depth, and they're attacking. Almost scored on another strong hit. And a chance here for the Navigators. They go to Jade. Hindi na mahabol yan. Puntos ulit si Jay Disquitado.
Disquitado parang nag-warm up lang, pero pag siya pumunto, sunod-sunod talaga, and isa yan sa mga kung paano natin nakilala ito si Jay Disquitado. But this time, you could also see new faces in the starters. Itong si De Pedro kanina injected in mid-game, but now starting for Iloilo.
Jesse Lopez starting the second set here. Back row. Straight to Jesse. That's by Cortez. Chance will be given up by Air Force. Apolinario. They go to De Pedro. Was Toto successful? Yes, he is.
Easy point there. Not the strongest hit of Toto De Pedro, pero a very smart hit from him. Single blocker dahil napakagat nitong ni Guaza yung middle blocker nitong Air Force. At yun din yung kagandahan, Migs, na maagang na-utilize itong si Guaza nung first set. Dahil ngayon talagang kahit as decoy, very effective siya.
Bawi sa kabila. Ang Philippine Air Force, you just saw Rodolfo Labs Labrador.
Labs Labrador. And kanina in the first set, we didn't hear much from Labrador. But hopefully this time it could be one of the help na kailangan ito ni Abdilia na mag-perform talaga.
Now they get back-to-back points. Miss hit mula kay Nas Guaza. It's 2-all in set number 2. Abdilia, strong serve. That's out.
Ang ganda ng intention sana doon, no? Pero sumobra ng kabig itong si Ran Abdilia.
Sabay ayos ng knee support. Itong si Ran Abdilia had meniscus problems in both of his knees.
It's such a good testimony also, no, na to slowly pick himself back up after nung kanyang injury. It was a serious injury, kaya din siya muna nag-beach volleyball dahil syempre doon, buhangin, hindi talaga yung matitigas na platform. And then eventually, kung condition na siya ulit, he's here back in the indoor game.
Actually, Mela, sadly, no, yung left meniscus was torn in indoor, but the right meniscus was torn in beach volleyball. So, ganun. Actually, if you would add to the story kung gaano siya ka-impressive no, yung kanyang pagbabalik. There you go.
Back-to-back pala yun. I actually just found out now that you told me, no? Pero, I don't, parang usually kasi hindi common ang knee injury sa beach volleyball. So, there must be something serious that happened, whether in training or in a game, that led to that. Pero ang very common talaga sa mga knee injuries dito sa indoor volleyball. Sa mga landing kasi yan
Yes. It is 6-2 now. 4 straight points for the Navigators of Iloilo. As you can see sa jerseys nila, it's color blue with some anchors in white. May kinalaman yan sa kanilang head coach na si Kenneth Panes, who shares his passion in Iloilo as a native and as a navigator himself. Right now, a point goes to Air Force. It's 3 serving 6.
Labrador, 2 points already here in the second set. At si Disquitado at Apolinario medyo nagkatinginan doon. They were both around the area where the ball landed, pero no one taking accountability for defense. But look at Ran Abdilia. Ang ganda na sana ng abang niya, pero masyadong mabilis yung direksyon ng bola eh. Parang mababa na mabilis. No one was able to recover that one.
What a save as well from the center, Apolinario of Iloilo. Keep that ball alive. And certainly off to a great start here, 7-3 in set number 2. Nasguaza will send it over. That's low.
Medyo may panggigigil doon, and hindi tatawid ang bola as we see Labrador now off to serve for Air Force. 3 po ang kalamangan ng D Navigators Iloilo in the second set.
Jade gets the first ball. Apolinario to Rashlo Sidik, and that's gonna work.
Sidik on his 5th point already, and like I mentioned earlier, ang ganda na pinapakita na efficiency ng mga middles dito, and with that, mapupunta agad tayo sa first technical timeout courtesy of the Navigators Iloilo, 8-4.
Even at a young age of 18 and already going up against much older players in big leagues like the Spikers turf, Jay Disquitado says that he feels no pressure coming into a new conference with his new team. Being the second best scorer of the Spikers turf last conference, di mo aakalain that volleyball is actually not Jade's first sport. It was actually basketball. He just found volleyball by accident when he was in 4th grade when his school's volleyball coach saw him sitting in the last row of his classroom. Fast forward to now, Jade considers the sport as his passion, and day by day, he works on realizing his dream of playing for the national team. Your thoughts, guys?
That's a great story. Thank you, Doreen. It's actually, is it rare, Bella, yung ganun? Basketball to volleyball?
Hindi, oo.
Mas
Actually,
common ba yun?
marami na may iba muna silang sport bago nag-volleyball. Pero...
From basketball, though.
From basketball, well, in women's volleyball, si Ria Meneses before played basketball kasi syempre matangkad. But dito rin sa men's volleyball, I believe some of the NU guys played basketball first.
Well, we are certainly happy that Jay Disquitado is playing volleyball now. At na-mention nga ni Doreen that he has a dream of playing for the national team. Disquitado will send things over. It is 9-5 in favor of the blue shirts. Ran Abdilia puts it away.
Ran Abdilia continuing to do the damage for the Philippine Air Force. And early on, makikita mo siya talaga minomotivate niya yung teammates niya. Dahil I was telling this to Migs off air na naku, kailangan yung Air Force. Kung gusto nilang manalo dito, they have to keep up now. Dahil mahirap na syempre sa mga veterans. Mahaba yung liga. Iwasan nila yung mga 5 sets na games.
That's right. They have 10 games in the prelims before the semis and the finals. If they do qualify.
And of course, Morales gonna be a factor in all those games, no? They wouldn't want to lose. Especially with the stacked lineup.
By the way, folks, the games are Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for your Spikers Turf Open Conference. There you see Jay Disquitado scoring again, at Mela, kung babalikan lang natin yung punto ni Dorino na gusto niya makapag-national team, do you think at 18 years old, with that skill set, he definitely has the potential?
He's actually the perfect candidate for the national team kasi he has the talent. Imagine scoring, being the top 2 scorer in men's league, di ba? Where all the veterans are there, parang the best of the best in Philippine men's volleyball are there. Nag-top 2 ka, best scorer. And syempre, with your age, 18, all the experience, all the training, yan yung pwede ka pang mas maraming ma-absorb. So for me, really is the perfect candidate. And hopefully we get to see him soon. Especially it's SEA Games year also this year.
Right. Dami pwede mangyari para kay JT Skitado. Service error here mula kay Rash Nursidik. They do have a 5-point lead though, 12-7.
Kanina itong service, sabi nga natin, isa sa naging game changer for Iloilo in the first set. But so far in the second set, medyo dumadami ang kanilang errors in that department.
Wow.
Pero babawiin ni Diskitado. Great combination attack there.
You better believe it, folks. The potential of this guy is to the skies as he skies high once more against the blockers of Air Force.
We have to credit itong si Apolinario as well, the setter of Iloilo. He really knows how to utilize his spikers. He knows his strong suits. Kanina, puro middle, and then nung napakagat na, puro sa outside hitters naman ang punta, opening up a lot of opportunities for his open spikers.
Ranrad's serve this time is low. So it is 8-14 now. Air Force in trouble in set number 2. Jay Disquitado on the other end, looking very good.
The biggest lead of Iloilo, 14-8. Pero going back, no, Disquitado now on the serve. Kanina sa harap, umaabante talaga siya sa atake as he has a 73% efficiency rate in attacks.
That is really high. Buhay pa rin, Apolinario. Back set to De Pedro. What a set that was.
He seems a bit disappointed dahil sumabit sa net, but nonetheless, a point is a point for De Pedro, and a great set also by Apolinario. No blocker there left to block itong si De Pedro.
May tawag ka dun, Mela eh. Super set yung tawag mo dun, di ba? Sa
Super
mga
set?
yung mga zero blockers in front.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, because it's your turn.
Siguro, before nung nag-cover tayo, talagang na-carry the way ako. Kasi kapag ka magagandang rallies, no, tapos biglang walang blockers. What a super set.
You did say Apolinario has been playing very well for Iloilo. It's 9-15. Almost a service error. Apolinario back to Naz Guaza, and that will send us to our second technical timeout. The attacking has been on point for the D Navigators today. 7-point lead for Iloilo. It is 16-9 in favor of the Iloilo D Navigators. Nasquaza off to a great start here in their Spikers Turf campaign. Strong hit on the other end. It's Edwin Tolentino who scores for Air Force.
Finally, other names making waves here for the Philippine Air Force. And, a lot of power there from that open hit. As we see itong si Tolentino, may 3 points na. Brandon Abdilia 10 points already for Air Force and Labrador with 2 points. Meanwhile, sa Iloilo naman, tied at 8 points each itong si Guaza at Disquitado. Nursidik and Cordes with 5 points apiece as well.
We did mention the excellent setting as well from Michael Apolinario, who's about to reach double figures in his numbers sa excellent sets.
And of course, kapag efficient talaga ang attacking na isang team, you would always go back to their setters and how well how well all the spikers are performing. Talagang more than half the credit sa kanya
Yeah.
Kasi, the opportunities talaga that they get in attacking
Just like that.
comes from him. At ang laki kasi nung opportunities to attack, pero yung opening din, yung mga pupuntahan ng kanilang mga atake, napakadaming options nitong mga spikers dahil ang ganda ng setting job na ginagawa nitong ni Apolinario. Talagang litong-lito rin yung blockers nitong Air Force. And to think, yan yung mga bihasa na talaga sa pagbabasa kung kanino pupunta.
You did mention before in the UAAP, they were the best of the best.
That's right.
Right now, it's Jay Disquitado who is really on a roll inside the Paco Arena. He gets another point.
And so far for Disquitado, most of his points coming off from mga off-the-block hits. So you really can't deny the power of Disquitado. And meanwhile, Ranan Abdilia and the look of frustration on his face. Napakalaki na ng kalamangan dito. 9 points. They call for another timeout after that cross-court error by Ranan Abdilia. Let's listen in.
Wala tayong paso. Wala bibig. Ano nangyari? Enjoy nyo lang. Wala tayong mga gawin. Enjoy nyo lang. Pre, huwag mo sa ating pilitin. Malit naman yun nandun. Kahit kaltok-kaltokan mo lang.
That's the thing about veterans. They know how to be or when to be accountable for themselves as well. Ranran Abdilia apologizing to his team for mistake that he made. Tapos na-feel mo yung good vibes no? Meron sa kanilang huddle.
Nagtitingin-tingin na lang sila eh. Siyempre alam naman na nila yung kailangan gawin. It's really a matter of execution na lang. But this time, Ranan Abdilia following the instructions of the coach. Wag daw masyadong ipilit yung pagpihit doon sa kanan after his cross-court error. And now using the hands of the blockers, wiping it off to get that 12th point.
The question is, can they continue scoring here?
Mga 8 ganun pa daw.
Ayun lang. Medyo marami-rami. Buhay pa rin. Lopez opens up. Abdilia again.
Kanina pa natin pinupuri itong setter ng Iloilo. But of course, the veterans, both the setters of Air Force are known veterans, known legends in Philippine volleyball. At leading to that single man block against Abdilia, that will be very hard to stop.
Disquitado on the other end. Narinig mo yung tunog nun? Nung bolang yun dun sa blockers? Wow!
Rinig talaga. And not even itong si Ranan Abdilia, makikita mo from open, he transferred dito sa opposite side to really block. Ganon nilang inaabangan itong si Disquitado. Main man on main man.
It's 21-13. Lopez to the quick. It's the first time that we've seen something like that from Air Force.
That's right. And making use of his quicker, itong si Jesse Lopez should be credited for that point as well. Ang bilis ng wrist action doon. They're gonna need more of that because the attention of the blockers nitong Iloilo mostly na kay Ranan Abdilia na. But these errors are also helping itong momentum ng Air Force.
Right now, the lead is cut to 6 points. Jesse Lopez looking to steer his team into a comeback. Currently, he has 4 excellent sets. Misreceive, kept alive. Lopez, open, Abdilia. Buhay pa rin. Apolinario, the other end. Disquitado, that short. Nabubuhayan na ang Air Force. But the question is, can they continue scoring here? Down by 5. Jesse Lopez. Straight to De Pedro. Apolinario, the quick. Puntos para kay Nas Guaza.
Yan yung sinasabi nating athleticism nitong si Guaza. Inangat ni Apolinario yung set dun sa kamay ng blockers. Not the usual zero or first tempo kagaya nung pinalo nitong ni Calasin kanina for Air Force. Ito kasing si Guaza kayang ibabawan eh. Pero so far, Jesse Lopez connecting well with Calasin, and this is the second quick attack that they've executed very well for Air Force.
Can that be a start of something new here for Air Force as a new efficient offensive option? Disquitado, sent back. Apolinario, back to Jade. Oh, dumiretso sa kamay ni Edwin Tolentino. Here's Jade. Melgar, back row, Abdilia. Buhay pa rin. Longest rally so far. And as I say that, the ball goes outside in favor of the yellow shirts.
Great effort from Iloilo. Almost saved that ball. But ang ganda rin na naging connection nitong Air Force. And really knowing kung kanino ibibigay. Si Abdilia was actually in the back row. But everyone knew he was ready.
22-18. De Pedro down the line. Sumobra. The lead is cut down to 3.
And I don't have any idea on how Jesse Lopez was so sure that was gonna go out. Dahil ang bilis ng bola, single block lang si De Pedro. But it was it resulted to an error, and they're gonna call for a time here, 22-19.
Saan nila natin? Yung Jane lang natin.
Yan ang mga paris ko. One kill.
Go, 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 go.
Isa. Go!
All right, we are back here in the Paco Arena. We have Sir Ricky Palu, the Spikers Turf Director, President of Sports Division Management Group. And of course, we also have Mosey Ravena present at the sidelines. Tita Mosey is currently busy with some fans here. We actually have Vice Ganda present inside the Paco Arena. Later on, we're gonna show her to you. I believe si Vice is very close to Renz Melgar.
And a lot of men's volleyball players also. Kasi he's very connected and very supportive of the men's volleyball program in FEU and men's volleyball in Philippines.
At marami nga taga-FEU dito sa Air Force who are now feeling all the momentum in the world as they trim the lead down to 3 points once more.
I think the pink hair might be parang good luck for Air Force kasi they know na their biggest supporter is here. Pagpasok pa lang kita na yan sa peripheral nila. Parang may pumasok pa pink hair. Si Vice yun. Galingan natin.
Ooh! It's kept alive. Chance here for the yellow shirts. Lopez, open. Tolentino. And he cuts the lead down to 2 points.
Don't look now. 2 points na lang nga. Kanina, sobrang laki niyan. And at some point, nakita natin sa mga timeouts itong Air Force na parang pinanghinaan na sila ng loob, but the veterans really know when to go at it, and this is the good news also. We see more names really being more efficient for Air Force instead of just being an Abdilia show, just like the first set.
Right. De Pedro, ball kept alive by Lopez. Ranran sets things up for Labrador. Buhay pa rin. De Pedro, malayo. Naibalik. Pumasok ba? Linesman calling it out. The point belonging to Iloilo.
That was a tight set from the back line, pero ginawa ng paraan ni De Pedro. But Jesse Lopez was so sure he requested for a challenge from their coach.
This is the first challenge of set number 2. Might as well use it because we're already at the 23rd point for Iloilo. All right, let's see. Naku!
Oh, it's
Pasok
in!
Yan. You see the instincts of Jesse Lopez paying off.
I was even gonna say the impact of Jesse Lopez here in the second set. The calmness, diba? And the direction. Totoo nga, talagang he really embodies what a setter should be in a court. Na talagang ikaw yung driver
Yes.
So, he really knows how to utilize the spikers. Binigyan niya ng kumpiyansa yung mga middles after back-to-back good hits kanina. But speaking of great hits, Cortez, of course, stepping up as the captain of the Navigators Iloilo. He's been quiet for quite a while, pero this time leading the team to a set point.
What a way for him to answer back. 24-22. Pakinggan natin.
Mababa. Tsaka mababa ang daan ng bola, Toy. Sa gitna, mababa ang bola dito. Dito, gilid-gilid lang. One stop, receive muna tayo ng maayos. Para makakatake naman. Malapit lang. Dahan-dahan lang. Tsaka enjoy nyo lang, huwag kayo magkisimangot dyan.
Just a while ago, the lead was 8 points for Iloilo. Then a massive comeback from the yellow shirts. They trimmed the lead down to 1, led by Jesse Lopez. Right now, they're facing 2 set points for the D Navigators. And one of their best players so far. Si Nas Guaza will be serving. Try to go up 2 sets to none. Received by Tolentino. Back set. Labrador, buhay pa rin. The chase by Apolinario. Battle at the net. Naibalik. The chase. Cortez.
The coverage of the players
that's
from
low.
Iloilo, but that's not the way to end such a defensive rally for your team. Nur Siddiq admitting to the fault.
So here we go, folks. We're still in the second set. 23-24. Double sub here. Jesse Lopez will be stepping out. Ruben Inaudito and Petrus de Ocampo will come back in. Petrus will be serving. Down by 1 in set 2. Timeout dito ang Iloilo. Very, very important timeout.
Doon si Dino dato, di ba? Dito siya ng part. Dito siya sa Imo, no? Si Navigato. O Black. Si Navigato. Dito sa Manila. Okay. Hiwalay ha. Okay. Patakin natin. Okay, one good receive na.
Kaliwa. A lang. C.
One receive.
Patay na.
Let's go.
Your thoughts on that timeout, Mela?
Thank God for Ilonggo teammates. I was able to catch some of the instructions from that Iloilo huddle. Pero they're really putting more effort in leading the blockers. Gusto nila hiwa-hiwalay. So, more instructions on the setter talaga. Dahil proven naman throughout the first 2 sets na abante sila when they're able to set well.
Here we go. Nursidik kept alive.
Ganda ng habol ng touch doon ni Tolentino.
Oh, that's low for Ranan Abdilia. And the set number 2 will belong to Iloilo D Navigators.
That was a bit low and frustrating for Ranran Abdilia. The momentum was with them, but this time, from that error, itong D Navigators Iloilo lalamang na po ng 2 set kontra Philippine Air Force as we go to a break. We'll be right back.
Iloilo, the Navigators up 2 sets to none against Philippine Air Force. What an effort that was from the yellow shirts in set number 2. But Iloilo just able to hang on with that 2-point win. And what can you say, Mela? Were you actually more impressed of Air Force with that comeback, or mas impressed ka ba dito sa mga bata ng Iloilo in set 2?
Well, I'm impressed with both squad, of course. Itong si Iloilo, despite the scare, talagang they managed to hold on to their lead and wrap up that set number 2. Pero I was telling you earlier yung impact na ibinigay nito ni Jesse Lopez the moment he was, injected inside the game. So, hindi man halata, pero mas nakahabol talaga itong Air Force in terms of stats here in set number 2. As we take a look on your screens, kanina 11 lang yung attacks nila. Meanwhile, itong the Navigators, very consistent with 14 attacks, both in the first and second set. Yung blocks nila, even lang. No service aces also from the Navigators here in the second set. And yung errors nila, isa lang yung disparity. But again, it's the magic that Jesse Lopez worked in that second set where he was able to utilize his middles more efficiently para magkaroon ng mas marami pang babantayan itong Iloilo. But this time, not starting right here in Audito with that back row attack error.
Remember, in the second set, ang nagsimula ay sina Jesse Lopez. Nag-double sub yan sina Inaudito and Petrus de Ocampo by the end. Right now, they're back with their starting lineup. Service error mula kay Nas Guaza.
Back-to-back errors from both teams.
I did mention that si Nas Guaza is friends with Obed Bukaba of NU. Some fans might actually notice their service style, yung kanilang form na medyo magkapareho. In the next games, hopefully, we'll be able to break down yung friendship na yan between Bukaba and itong si Guaza. They're both middle blockers.
More interesting storylines in the coming games, of course, as the Spikers turf progresses.
Whoa! Wow! Randran Abdilia, unfortunately, it was outside.
I didn't even see the ball. Basta nakita ko na lang na tumawag na yung referee. Ganun kabilis yung pinalo na yon. Nakita mo naman si Randran Abdilia talagang way above the blockers, way above his head above the net. And there's just so much power in that one. Pero ito naman, a smart move from Abria. Saw limited actions in the first 2 sets, but this time, starting off for Philippine Air Force, let's take a look at that again. Power tip there, 2 blockers, and defense wasn't ready.
Do you think the middle attacks could be more utilized here by Air Force?
For me kasi, I'm really an advocate na game changer sa mga middles. Kasi kagaya nung first set nitong Iloilo na talagang nag-post ng threat itong si Guaza, and life was just easier for the rest of the team. So for me, if that thing works also for Air Force, they're gonna be more lethal.
There's that middle attack once more. Almost a point. Free ball. Belgar. De Ocampo to the quick. And there you have it, Bella. Mataas ang porsyento sa gitna.
Looks like a game plan is being executed here by Air Force. We stick with middles and hindi nga palo talagang dinadrop na lang. And those well-placed shots with just enough speed will get them stack of points.
First ball onto Iloilo. That's kept alive. Abdilia with a strong hit. Oh, a miscue between Apolinario and Nursidik for the first time in this match.
Ganda nung bawi doon ni Randran Abdilia kanina. Doon sila natalo nung second set sa back row hit. And this time around, medyo working better on his back row attacks. And nakita mo na depensahan man ng Iloilo, talagang yung bigat, no control.
For all, yun yung play na gusto nilang gawin kanina. Bawi agad.
I think that's the first running hit by this duo. Itong si Nursidik at si Apolinario. Very efficient play for them. Ganda ng form doon ni Nursidik.
So they get the lead back, 5-4 in set 3. Iloilo looking to close things out in straight sets.
Oh.
Buhay pa rin. Diskitado, soaring, naibalik. Chance for the yellow shirts, quick attack. Kept alive, back row. Tumama ba? Is there a net touch? Mukhang meron.
Ito si Abria parang umamin sa coach na siya yata yung tumama doon sa net. As you can see, yung forearm niya touched the tape of the net.
Sayang yun.
That's right. And you have to credit also to si De Pedro. Working double time on defense. Walang libero on the floor. And so far, siya yung nagtitake over dun sa mga defensive duties. As Air Force continues to commit errors here in the third set, making the lead 7 to 4 rather. Iloilo with the lead.
That's 3 straight points for Iloilo. Makakabalik ba ang Air Force? Muli, Abdilia from the back with the help of the net. Recovery by De Pedro. Cross court. Was there a check? Isquitado asking for it. Will they challenge? They will. So this will be the first challenge of Iloilo.
In the whole game.
Isquitado looked to be very convinced that there was a check on that ball.
At kami ni Mix, hindi na rin ho namin na-check kahit na galing dito sa side na yan dahil si De Pedro po ay malayo ang inabot para ma-set yun kaya naharangan.
Was there? Naku, meron nga. You know, you did mention Isquitado has been getting a lot of check balls in this match.
That's right. And ang taas kasi ng reach niya din kaya kahit gaano kataas yung italo ng blockers.
And that will send us
naabutan pa din.
to the first technical timeout of set number 3. Iloilo still ahead.
Mix and Bella, it's not just Ranran Abdilia who's playing through an injury in this match, as Edwin Tolentino and Ben Inaudito are also nursing a left ankle and right leg injuries at the moment. Sa totoo nga yan, Coach Jim Mirza of Air Force says that the condition of this team is highly different from that of Air Force's champion team back in 2018. Dahil matagal nga naman daw na bakante sa volleyball ang mga players na ito, especially after being deployed in various parts of the country during the pandemic. Kaya naman gradual climb ang inaasahan ni Coach Jim na pagdaanan ng Air Force this conference, and before even thinking of a 5th title, he just wants his players to be healthy again. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Doreen, for that report. Yes, that is one of the main storylines for Air Force. Dahil 5 araw pa lang sila na nagsama, no, sa indoor volleyball once again after those assignments that they had during the pandemic. They're still having, no, actually, if you think about it, as mentioned by Doreen. Na-mention din sa atin ni Ranran Abdilia last year. Dahil eleksyon, mas marami pa silang ginagawa.
And yun nga yung putting premium on being healthy muna talaga, no? Dahil yung samahan naman nila, yung connection nila, very evident in this game, di ba? Na kahit 5 days pa lang, sabi mo nga sila nag-ensayo, they could still play competitively dahil yung connection na yan, they even get to nurture even when they're doing other work from the Air Force.
Then again, they are veterans of this sport. Ito, batang-bata, buong veterano. JT Isquitado, 18 years young, the second youngest player of Iloilo, stepping up once more.
Isquitado winning over the 3-man block put up by Air Force. Grabe yung palo na yun. There's power, there's speed, there's impact. He just keeps getting better.
It's 10-5 now. Gumana yun para sa Air Force.
Ganda ng...
It was a misreceive.
That's right. Panglilito nito ni Petrus de Ocampo. Veteran things kung tawagin. Akala tatalunin niya. But they didn't realize na nakalagpas na yung bola and none of the blockers were ready.
Oh, Jay Disquitado with a hammer.
Disquitado giving us more emphatic attacks from the opposite side. We've seen his off-the-block hits dito no, sa open side. Pero grabe, let's take a look at that again in the slow-mo.
My goodness.
Elevation. And you know, parang habang nasa air siya, alam niya na rin eh, napuntos to.
Oh, yes. Jade served once more. It's 11-6. Kept alive. Apolinario. Disquitado from the back. Abdilia gets it. Run on the other end. Great effort by Rick Adao, the libero. Down the line hit. Naibalik. See the activity from the players. Efforts well worth it. Itutulak ni Inaudito. A chance for Iloilo. Back row. Disquitado. What a point.
3 points straight from Disquitado. And grabe lang din yung connection and confidence nitong ni Apolinario kay Disquitado. Even from the back line, talagang pumoporsyento sa kanya. And you know, the blockers, no, supposedly kapag backline, mas less yung impact sa kanila kasi mas malayo yung bola dun sa blockers. Pero, of course, mas mahirap hanapin yung direksyon. Pero yung lakas talaga, natutulak pa rin yung kamay ng mga blockers. What a talent this guy is. Jay Disquitado.
It's 12-6 now. And then a block. It's Cortez and Guaza working together.
This is giving me some set 2 vibes, no? Looking at the scoreboard, ganito rin yung set number 2. But if Air Force really wants to keep up, they have to do it now.
Let's see also if ipapasok ng Air Force si Jesse Lopez, who was crucial for their comeback in set 2. Well kept alive here. Apolinario, back set. They go to De Pedro. Itatawid ni Tolentino. Off of the blocker. No more recovery. A point for the yellow shirts.
Ang ganda sana ng save doon ni Cortez, but no one in zone 1 was able to get to the second ball. Lahat papasok.
Edwin Tolentino will send things over. Na-mention ni Doreen kanina, pilay din yan. Si Edwin, not 100% in this game. And he gets the service ace.
Ayan naman para hindi na magkapaguran, just load up on your serves. That's exactly what Tolentino did there. Getting an ace from Disquitado. And you know, part niya ng strategy to really target Disquitado para mapagod siya. Especially right now, he's looking to be the main gun talaga for Iloilo.
Apolinario, combination. Did that meet the line? Linesman calls out.
Great intention there from Apolinario to execute a combination in play, but just too much angle there from De Pedro.
Lead is cut down to 4 here. Can Air Force continue?
Speaking of Apolinario, meron na siyang 13. Excellent set here.
Try to get another one. Ball goes straight to Melgar. Tatawid ng Air Force. That's Ranran Abdilia. Espanso. Back to Cortez. No more recovery. Strong hit.
Cortez hitting it off the hands of the blockers. And so far, it's been very effective no, from their open hitters. Kasi established din talaga yung blockers ng Air Force as we saw kung paano sila nag-put up ng wall from that slow-mo replay. So talagang you have to be smart in getting your points.
Guaza with a strong serve. Straight to Melgar. Tolentino. Iniangat. De Pedro. Ang magtatawid. De Ocampo. The quick. Met at the net. Nursidik. They give it back to Toto. The cross will work against Petros de Ocampo.
Petros de Ocampo. Just a bit too tight in his position. Hindi na anticipate na mahaba yung direksyon ng bola. De Pedro making up for his earlier error from the combination play.
It's 15 serving 9. Guaza. Petrus, tough set. Kept alive by Apolinario. Jade onto Cortez.
Oh.
The Ocampo will go back to Ranran. Met by 2 blockers. Apolinario opens up. Cortez. Sumobra.
Lack of spin there from Cortez. Air Force really has to take advantage of this dahil kailangan makadikit sila bago mag-20 yung score, and Iloilo is now 1 point away from the second technical timeout. They took the first.
They have controlled this match from start up until this point. Toto De Pedro, 2 blockers. He breaks down the wall.
Finally, De Pedro stepping up here for Iloilo. He's been in the game for quite a while, pero medyo on-off yung kanyang laro, no? But this time, back-to-back points from De Pedro, leading them to the second technical timeout, 16-10.
There you have our competition director, Tita Mosey Ravenna, present at the sidelines.
Fresh na fresh.
Of course, for your Spikers Turf 2023 Open Conference. It's 16-10 in favor of Iloilo. Ranran Abdilia is making the defense pay as Toto De Pedro and their libero Rick Adao were already on the floor.
Oo nga, I was gonna say, I didn't know what they were doing. Hindi ba nila alam na start na? Na pumito na. But great attack there from Air Force, and they need more of that to stay alive in this game.
16-11. The question is, will there be another comeback? Just like what happened in set number 2. Polinario with a fake. Mukhang napeke rin yung kanyang makakampi.
Buti na lang nandun si Cordes for the backup.
And it's Ranran Abdilia who will score again.
Ranran Abdilia, taking advantage of the this organized defense pattern of the Iloilo squad. Dalawang sunod agad siya dyan after the second technical timeout.
So that cuts the lead down to 4. Received by Disquitado. De Pedro soaring, but the attack was low.
Medyo bumaba yung elbow doon ni De Pedro. Unable to send that ball across.
Air Force causing some trouble here, smelling some blood against Iloilo. 13 serving 16. Petrus De Ocampo, former FEU Tamarao, serving. Apolinario. Cortez straight out. Was there a check? Mukhang wala. Lead cut down to 2.
They're gonna try their luck, requesting their coach to call for a challenge there. Tingnan natin kasi parang medyo mataas yung pinalo na yon ni Cortez. And looking at the approach also, parang mistimed kasi parang for me yung timing niya is para sa mas pababang set. So tinry niya lang yon via hang time.
Uh-oh.
Meron nga.
Meron.
Ayan.
Isang daliri ang nahuli dun sa atake na yon.
Doon mo talaga malalaman yung taas ng reach nitong mga players ng Iloilo. Kasi Disquitado and itong si Cordes, both the open hitters, really having high reach. As we take a look at their screens, Sir Ricky Palu, the director of PVL and the Spikers Turf as well, and the President of Sports Vision Management Group is in attendance here today.
That's Mark Calado, by the way, of the FEU Tamaraos. Also, a former MVP of the Champions League. Dati ang kakampi si Renz Melgar for Team Dasmariñas. And he says if it weren't for the UAAP Season 85, he was supposed to play for Iloilo, the Navigators.
So maglalaro pa siya nitong... this is the first UAAP for men's volleyball since the pandemic, right? So talagang yung mga players natin very excited na magbalik para sa UAAP. Because, here in the Spikers Turf or in other semi-pro or pro leagues, wala namang age dito
Yes.
limit eh. Tsaka yung UAP, lang yan, parang once in a lifetime opportunity for aspiring volleyball players and other athletes as well.
That's why the defending champions of the Spikers Turf will not return yung NU core na nakita natin last year. They will be fielding in another set of players, but nabalitaan natin na malalakas din ang ipapakita sa atin ni Coach Dante Alinsunurin mamaya-maya lang.
And of course, the program also of NU Volleyball from high school hanggang college, talaga namang ang tawag nga dyan mga coaches, walang tapon sa NU. Talaga lahat quality. So yung Team B, we're all very excited to see how they're gonna play here in the Spikers Turf. But going back to the game, tatawag po ng timeout ang Air Force after an error has been called.
And a lot of close calls here in set number 3. Nevertheless, it is 18-13 at this point.
Ano na lang natin? Kagain na natin. Lima, nagtatlo lang kanina yan. Magkakagaw tayo. Ano pa? Ha? Dikit tayo, tapos lalayo ulit. Oo nga eh. Pagkakataon, dapat malayo. Malayo din. Dandanin natin.
Airforce 3, 1, 2, 3! Airforce!
You guys heard it. That has been the story. Dumidikit ang Air Force tapos lumalayo agad. Ganun yung pattern natin. Hindi sila makakuha ng kanilang sariling kalamangan sa larong ito. It is 18 serving 13 in favor of Iloilo in set number 3. They are looking to close this game out in their tournament opener for 2023. Attack was successful for Randran Abdilia.
Randran Abdilia powering through. Kailangan na talaga niya ng mga extra buga dito sa set number 3 dahil itong Iloilo squad is just 7 points away from getting this game. And the Philippine Air Force needs his leadership now more than ever.
Petros de Ocampo, back row, Randran again. Was that in? Was there a check? Mukhang wala. Puntos yan ng Iloilo.
No challenge there. From the side of Air Force. Namamorsyento na itong si Petrus kay Randran Abdilia even when he's in the back row. But he's had a couple of errors from his back row attacks.
This time, they go back to Edwin Tolentino. Nabasa naman agad ni Nas Guaza.
You know, dito nahuli medyo unprepared for coverage. Kasi usually kapag may aatake dapat nakababa na yung mga players ready to cover. Especially itong blockings ng Iloilo has been good in the first set, no? Nawala nung second set, not so here in the third set, pero they still have to be prepared.
Was there a miscue there? Mukhang hindi lang ba natamaan ni Rash Nur Sidik yung bola?
Tolentino naman babawi para sa Air Force. And a cut shot there. Nagkaroon ng dituhan doon sa depensa nitong Iloilo.
15 serving 20. Apolinario. Desquitado, slowing things down at the last second. Tolentino down the line.
Tolentino really maximizing the space and the area where there was a smaller blocker. Of course, between Guaza and Apolinario, you would choose that angle with Guaza. At pa-fade away din yung block niya. So, lack of height doon. And at the same time, yung position.
On the other end, ganda ng bawi.
Bawi sa connection. Itong si Apolinario at Guaza. An instant point there after that reception. One-handed set.
Ang bilis nga naman talaga, no, Mela?
Very powerful hit.
Oh, that's low for Michael Apolinario, who has been playing splendidly, no less, in this game. At may double sub dito for Air Force. We have Ralph Calasin and Jesse Lopez, who was the key in set number 2.
Alam mo, Mix, kanina we were talking about the impact of Jesse Lopez when he was injected in the 2019 championship match. Ano dun yun come from behind eh.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the second set dito against Iloilo, nagkaroon na naman ng ganong impact. Hindi man na isarado, pero we know that he's capable of having such impact. But dito in the third set, let's see if he works his magic. Right now, 17-22 ang ating score. Lamang pa rin ho ang Iloilo, courtesy of this De Pedro down the line attack, targeting Jesse Lopez. Earlier in the second set, ang dami niyang nadepensahan, but this time makakais agad sa kanya. Itong si De Pedro as Desquitado is set to serve for Iloilo.
5-point lead for Jade squad. Desquitado sending it in. Straight to Melgar. Lopez. Open. Buhay pa rin. Apolinario. Cortez on the other end. The chase. Jesse. Back row. Abdilia. No more recovery.
Itong si Cortez at De Pedro medyo naka-atras. Ready to be set up. And wala na nga nag-cover dito sa block touch ni Guaza.
You can see the effort mula kay Nas Guaza to stay in the air. Pero
Nga, ang
mahirap
tired
gawin
talaga
yun
eh.
no? 18 serving 22. Chased by Espanso. Cortez. Cross court. Yes.
Alam mo, ang ganda ng pwesto ni Melgar, but his contact on the ball, medyo not his usual. So that point is gonna go to Cortez. And look at the adjustment he did. That was an offset, and Cortez just being the team's veteran and the captain, really making sure he scores that point.
Serve by Nuaza.
Oh, clearly.
Kita mo naman yung hit.
Clearly a net violation. Napailing na lang siya doon dahil, alam mo, hindi na siya nakatalon eh.
Yeah.
Dahil sumabit na muna siya bago pa siya nagkaroon ng chance.
See what happened here. Ayun, no?
Hindi na siya nakatalon.
Yan yung diretso ka. Sorry, coach. Sorry, coach. Hindi naman talaga sinasadya. 23-19 though. Iloilo still have a good lead. It's Labrador at the service line. Straight to Desquitado. Chased by Apolinario. Cortez just gently sending it out through the blockers.
Oo, that's actually, I think, his safest spike.
Oo,
Paano
no?
ba yung pinaka-baby niya na spike? Pero, same result, puntos pa rin para dito kay Cortez. And they are now at match point, 24-19. Let's see what they do with this chance ball.
Cortez will try to put it away. That's in. So there you have it, folks. The youngsters defeating the veterans in straight sets. Iloilo, the Navigators, fielding in as a new squad, but they do have a lot of great talents. Certainly off to a great start in their 2023 Spikers Turf Open Conference campaign. And there's the team captain, a no-look hit to end the game for Jerome Cortez. Congratulations to Iloilo. As you see the scores, 25-21, 25-23, 25-19. We'll be back to wrap this one up.
What an entrance for Iloilo to sweep this match against the Philippine Air Force in their very first game here in the Spiker Surf. And I am here with the best player of the game, Jade Desquitado from the Navigators Iloilo. Jade, kwento mo naman sa amin, paano yung naging experience nyo first time playing here in the Spiker Surf as a team and getting the win over a very experienced team?
Sa una naninibago pa kasi yung iba first time pa lang maglaro dito. Siguro nagtulungan lang kami para manalo at walang bumitaw hanggang dulo. Kaya siguro nakakuha namin yung panalo na to. Nagtulungan lang kami.
Jade, you had 14 points, 14 attacks, which is the highest in this match. Saan galing yung power na yon, yung gigil na yon?
Galing yun lahat sa inaalay ko yung game ko sa family ko, sa mga sumusuporta sa amin sa The Navigators. Tsaka binabati ko nga pala yung coach ko sa school namin, tsaka yung may-ari ng school namin na sila Ma'am Maricel. Tsaka yung nanay ko, si Rosalie tsaka Alexander, tatay ko.
Well, thank you and congratulations again, Jade, and to the Navigators Iloilo. I turn it over to you guys, Mela and Migs.
There you have it, folks. Another Best Player of the Game award for Jade Desquitado. Mela, alam mong sanay na siya kasi diretso na yung bati niya.
I was gonna say, not even surprising for us na siya yung player of the game.
See the numbers, set number 3 natin.
That's right. Itong set number 3, ito yung pinakamataas na attack points nila in all 3 sets. 16 compared to 14 in both the first and second set. And they even had 2 block kills here. And as much as they had 1 point higher in terms of errors against Air Force, and nabawi naman nila yan dahil ang ganda nga ng naging atake nila in the third set. They kept the lead all throughout that set. At even when there were scares from the Air Force team, talagang kinapitan nila, and sabi nga nito ni Jade Desquitado, pinagtulungan nila, and it's very evident in all 3 sets compared to Air Force. Mas marami din talaga yung nag-produce ng points para sa kanila, so hindi siya masyadong napagod. Halata sa mga palo niya na talagang fresh na fresh itong katawan ni Jade Desquitado, and it just worked magic for them, itong kanilang teamwork today.
That being said, Mela, what did this Iloilo team prove to you as they enter the Spiker Turf today?
Well, hindi sila larong bata at all. As in, kung tutuusin, para silang veteran, and they are a complete package team. Magaling yung libero at napakagaling din ng setter. Actually, one of our good candidates for player of the games today. At they have a lot of potent attackers. Actually, kompleto nga lahat ng attackers sila ay talagang very efficient, at least for their game today. So we're gonna see more of them in their upcoming games. But speaking of upcoming games, Mig, sino ba maglalaro mamaya?
We have another new team, the Vanguard Volleyball Team Volley Hitters against the defending champions, the NU Archipelago Volley Builders, here inside the Paco Arena. For our courtside reporter, Doreen Suay Baguio, my partner, Bella Tunay, my name is Migs Gomez. Diyan lamang kayo dahil magbabalik pa po ang inyong Spiker Turf 2023 Open Conference.